Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some more roster reviews. It's been a while, to say the least. I don't know how long ago I did the last one, but it's been some time. First player we're looking at is Gamer BR03, or Gamer Bro 3, I guess. They started in the beginning of 2022, the 3.2 million GP. They were focused on helping out their guild as they were the smallest member of the guild. They put their request in during February of this year, so I don't know if they're still in the same guild. But they bought the Rebel Lightspeed bundle, so they weren't planning on buying anything else. And then they were working on Darth Revan. They have him. We'll get Malik then JKR, Millennium Falcon for ships, etc. They do have Marauder, so I like seeing that. Rank 40 in Arena right now, so maybe not the most luck in climbing, but the fact that they have Marauder is awesome to me, because in these reviews, one of the first things I look at is Galactic Republic fleet and Empire fleet, and there's usually not a good Bad Batch there, but this is pretty great. I mean, all three of them at Gear 12, that's about the same or more powerful than the one I have on GoTanks, so that's great. I think Wrecker's the most important one to get up first because of his ability giving the buff that gives an extra life. And the whole team's kind of in relics. Probably bought the pack for Negotiator with Plo Koon, or is Plo Koon in the pack? I don't know. Clone Sergeant's there too, so probably some pack assistance, but that's okay. Empire. Not doing amazing with Empire, not doing horrible. I mean, TIE Defender and Advanced are good. Keep farming TIE Defender. Imperial TIE Fighter is actually still pretty useful. I just have my TIE Fighter pilot like Gear 10. I did that very early on, but it's still worthwhile in the starting lineup. Bounty Hunter. Yeah, Punishing One is just crazy, man. But no Executor yet, so. And now let's look at the main characters. No GLs yet, but we do have the Revans, so that's a pretty nice combo. This looks kind of like my account from 2020. But I mean, what's good about this account that I'm noticing, it has a lot of those, core early non-Chirotech teams built up, and then you're kind of ready and have a really good base to springboard from there to get some GLs or something. But I would recommend farming AGL. I mean, the first one I'm going for is Leia, and I think that would probably be a good choice as well. Keep farming Rex. European Chewie's getting there. But Leia, I think she does well in Proving Grounds. I'm going to test that myself, and I won't be able to do that very soon, but yeah, Leia, JML, and Jabba are a nice kind of triangle. I heard Arnold call it, but I mean, a lot of people have pointed out that that's a great trio. That's what I'm going to go lay into Java and then probably JML on my little account. So just a long road map to lay out there. Sith. Okay, so Darth Revan. Traya. No work on Trey at all. That's unfortunate. I would farm Nihilus, definitely. I mean, I guess this team probably is getting through Place of Power pretty far. Palpatine lead, Vader, Revan, Malik, and Vassal Sean Fallen. That's actually pretty dang good. Maybe Challenge Tier 3 is within reach. Not sure, but that is great, the bare bones for it. Traya Squad and Savage, just one of the best teams, easiest teams to get. You don't need any Conquest units, any Legendary units. You just farm them up and go. So definitely look into that. Also, I noticed, so this player said they were in Bronzium 4 back when they requested the review. They're now in Bronzium 5. So that's telling me they haven't built up the tools to counter a lot of things. I mean, the GL is a good thing too. I also think Starkiller is important to counter. Rey, and then Jedi Knight Luke is important to counter Supreme Leader Kylo. Don't have Jedi Knight Luke yet, but that's all part of going for Leia. You get Jedi Knight Luke, or not Leia, Java, and JML. You get Jedi Knight Luke, but going for Leia actually really facilitates going for Jedi Knight Luke. So those two counter probably the two most common GLs you're gonna come across on these lower leagues. Jedi faction, for the most part, looks pretty good. Qui-Gon Omicron, I definitely would say is worthwhile to get. Pioneer faction, I mean, looking pretty solid for where it's at. Looks like a lot of Kyrotech have been sunk into characters, getting them to higher gear. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just a lot of that infrastructure built up the account. What else do we want to look at? I think it might be good to start looking at the mods soon, but yeah, I think there's plenty of stuff to work on. You have plenty of stuff. Your assault battles probably are going pretty well. I mean, Rex definitely work on. I guess Night Sisters I can check. Yeah, not much going on with the Night Sisters. Just Asajj for gas probably. But yeah, get Phoenix, get Rex to, you know, I don't know, gear 11, 12. Get him to relics, honestly. That's gonna help out with secrets and shadows, at least through tier 1. Now let's check out the mods here. So Darth Revan looks like a good mod set. It's pretty good speed, 130. It's not blowing me away, but it is good. And protection, not a big fan of that for Revan, but health, yeah. Offensive damage maybe, but crit damage is pretty big. It's cool to see both the Revans at the very top. You don't really need a Relic 7 Giant Revan. Oh, lots of health. Good speed. Crit damage. I'm not a huge fan of the crit damage on Revan. He's not really the damage dealer. Defense, kind of makes sense. I mean, he's one of the characters where you kind of just want fast and survivable. I go for either health or defense there. Well, I don't know. If he's your main damage dealer, well, he shouldn't be because Yoda Zeta would be a great add-on because you have most of that team there. Wait, do they have Jolie Zeta? Jolie's gear 12. Oh, get Jolie Zeta, definitely. Because if you have Revan at Relic 7 and you're actually going to be using that team a lot, you got to get Jolie Zeta. Shakti's pretty fast. Only 94. So yeah, the mod's really dropping off a bit. I'd encourage you to keep farming mods. The challenge is to get new ones, try to get higher rolls. I mean, slicing is good too, but you need a better base to work with. 101, not being at gear 12 is actually pretty solid. Mara Jade. I mean, she is super solid even if you don't have her in relics or anything. Let's just see. No speed there, so that's a no-no. No speed there, terrible. You need a lot of speed on her. I mean, this and this circle are solid. Easy place for improvement, having no speed at all. So definitely work on that. Crit damage, crit chance is fine. Yeah, I mean, he's okay speed for him. So yeah, he's all right. Commander Luke. He's sharing a lot of stats, so through 3PO and Chewie, so oh yeah, that's terrible. No mods with no speed. I mean, offense set with offense primary, yes, that's nice, but if it doesn't have any speed, I wouldn't go for it. Protection, yeah, that's fine, but it's really slow. Just need a lot more work on the mods. I mean, 3 refreshes a day, if you can. Maybe hold up on Cantina, like give up a Cantina refresh if you don't have enough to budget that many mod refreshes. Alec, I do like going for, well, at a lower league you can actually probably solo a good bit. So tenacity is in the conversation there. Otherwise, just do protection primaries, protection primary or tenacity primary. Give him some speed. Don't make him like so slow. Wampa, pretty bad speed. But his health sets, they're okay. Defense, no. Health. Get some sliced health mods on him when you can. Damage and potency, not the worst. Pretty slow. Yeah, I mean, everything's pretty slow. At the top, just, I mean, you got a wide roster, so you're gonna need a lot of good mods to start climbing up higher than Bronzium. But anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for letting me take a look at your account. Next up, we have a more endgame account to review. This is Tasmanian Devil 69, 12 point, almost 5 million GP, and they are in my guild, Mos Eisley Cantina. So they started in 2020, however, it's not the first go around with the game. And they were in Kyber 1, now Kyber 2, Victims of the Squish, so 3556. This is what I'm talking about. Back in February, Kyber 1 was much larger, and now people are just getting squeezed out. So, I mean, this player's a high quality player. It would be nicer for them to be in Kyber 1 if we just made more room, like we had when we started, and fixed it. Light spending on Conquest and the occasional pack, and just trying to round out the roster. They said we're working on Bo-Katan, R8, so I'm probably going to be nitpicky on like where you could get an extra relic or something. So let's look at the bottom first, which is easier to get a gauge of what they're missing on the account. Not wailing on Great Mothers or any new characters, because if there were any marquee to wail on, it was Great Mothers. No Omega, or Omega's Gear 9, which is interesting. I mean, for like a new player, I advise skipping Omega, but for like, you know, an advanced player and you already have both Zetas, I say Omega is worth, I don't know, worth it for your Bad Batch. I don't know, maybe not. I don't use them as much. So actually, never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking on Bad Batch, because I like break up Bad Batch and use like Echo and Tech with other teams now. Tarful, I skip Tarful myself. K2 says really solid. He really adds to that rest game, especially now. But you only have 2 more months of the current set. But I think it's worth it. If you have Gear 12 plus pieces sitting around, a few relics, just slap that on him. He is nice, and his Datacron is crazy good. Lower stuff, nothing really standing out to me as an issue or too high. Okay, yeah, bottom is looking all right. Let's go back to the top. Like I said, I really got to be nitpicky on these accounts. So we have R9 on 4 of the GLs, and I would say these 4 arguably make the most sense. I think the last 4 in line, last 2 in line are JMK and Java. If you were to do another R9 GL, I'd say Supreme Leader Kylo. Well, or maybe Sith Eternal. It's basically about survival for them, but Supreme Leader Kylo does ramp his mastery like crazy and seeds for survival, but I don't think either of them are really that urgent or anything. Yes, R9 is nice, but again, that is, you know, that's it's a luxury. Battle for Naboo, so we got a R8 Gungan team, got Queen of Adalet, R8. Got Newt, team at R7. This is like really similar to just what I have. Luminara's R7 and Kit is R5, so that's probably R5 team. I mean, it's good enough, man. It's like we're so far into it. It's like, do you really want to invest more? R9 Starkiller, R9 Bane is definitely. I mean, Bane top dollar, top value. I think CLS is worthy of R8. Oh, thank you for doing that for platoons. That was nice of you. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I mean, the end game gets kind of boring. Here and there, it's like just tweaking tiny little things. Oh, Night Trooper already. Nice. I don't have mine starts yet, but probably 50 the 50 crystal refreshes. Maybe bought like a couple packs, got him to 4 or 5 stars during the marquee, and then he's done. Because that'd be wise ahead of me. I don't know. I mean, like TB stuff, like Captain Rex. Well, now R7's fine there too. Yeah, I don't know. How's your clones for the special mission? I mean, that's enough to get the special mission done. RIBT1's good. R9 Chrysanthemum has actually been really helpful to me. It's been really nice, and you can use a, well, don't have R9 Java either, but having just R8 to go along with your Java, he's pretty easy wins on the R8 planets. Yeah, I don't have too much to criticize here. It's a very sensible account. Datacron's pretty stacked. I mean, I don't think you need to go in and re-roll every stat. Just kind of get a few checklists. So ETH Koth. If this is the only ETH Koth Cron, do you have ETH Koth? And Relics, yeah, Relic 5. For the ETH Koth Datacron, I'd re-roll, try to get the stun one, not like when they stun. The Turn one's fine if you're gonna run that on a Qui-Gon team. I think it's that or the speed up are arguably, I don't know, kind of even. Luthen, that one looks good. If you do go for K2SO, I do think that level 9 is really great. This one looks good. All right, let's just look at mods because the account is looking pretty dang good. Not just Jedi though, the whole roster. Slicker fastest, very nice. 581 health, crit damage, great. Oh, do you have crit damage triangle? Yeah, and lots of protection. Man, that's really good. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like everyone in my guild is pretty good with things, mods and roster and everything. I don't really have too much to criticize. This all looks really good. Like even down to like Revan, like you don't need tons of speed on Janet Revan at a higher end. Like it's kind of nice, but like he doesn't need to be blazing fast for your roster. Yeah, I think I might wrap this one up early just because, I mean, everything's looking fine to me. I don't really have too much constructive to say here. Rosters like this are kind of on cruise control. I mean, just prep for the new, like farm the new characters and prep for GL Ahsoka. I already saw R9 Ahsoka Tano, so I know you're working on that. R9 Cat and R9. Do you have Ahsoka Tano? R9? Yeah, R9, so. Yeah, good job. Keep it up. Thanks for letting me take a look and just keep doing what you're doing. And the last account we got today is Infinity Wars 01. They're in Galaxy of Bin Chickens. 7.5 million GP and Kyber 4, so that's actually pretty good. And they haven't been squished down or knocked down to Kyber 5 yet, so getting to Kyber at 7.5 million, especially with all this squishing going on, I think that's pretty impressive. Started in September 2020, but didn't really properly play until 2022, according to them, and they were in a Rhodium when they requested the account. They were going for Leia then, they got it. Focused on Grand Arena and Conquest, light spending on Conquest Plus Pass recently back then. Maybe some Lightspeed bundles in there, I'd guess. But 5-star Executor with 6-star Punishing one, so spending some resources on the Punishing one, and that is, I haven't done it, but I think it's, you know, well worth it. That is an amazing ship. Fantastic. It is kicking butt against everyone right now, and they came out and said, you know, it's fine because one, the Leviathan fleet beats it, and they're gonna buff Leviathan. I hope that doesn't suck, because if they like buff it so much that Chimera doesn't work, then it's like, I don't know. It puts us between a rock and a hard place collectively with the ship game in GAC. Xanadu Blood just gear 12. I guess that's serviceable for a while. I just realized I totally didn't look at ships at all on the last account I looked at, but I assumed that they were all pretty much there. And okay, Collector Public looking. What is this? Come on, you gotta do this. Like, no matter what point you're at, if you're at the very beginning of the game or you're here, you want to work on Marauder. I mean, even though you're climbing with Executor right now, you want to have a good spread for GAC. Negotiators up there. There's no, you don't have a profundity, so Galactic Republic is I mean, Marauder takes it to the next level. It's just so important. His Empire looking... It's not bad. I mean, yeah, you can get away with never bringing in TIE Interceptor's reinforcement. Just having it there is great enough. Is good enough. So yeah, that's all right. No Scythe yet, so don't know where we're at with Proving Grounds. 5 GLs, solid. So we got the first 2, the second 2 missing. Reg of the Sith Bros and Jabba. Probably say go for Jabba, but you have Cat. I don't know, it depends how much you're getting out of Cat without JMK, whether you go for JMK or not. Like, people without JMK are actually pretty happy with Cat just on her own. Or with Padme or something. Some people use her with Dash, which, I don't know. I don't know how good that is. Definitely Jabba. Next GL. Not a ton of progress, so I don't know if we're working on that yet or not, but I would recommend that. It's amazing for he's amazing for mods. And on offense and defense, he's just super high value. And getting Leia kind of helps work towards that, so that's nice that you already have Leia. Empire. No Inquisitors, no like Imperial Remnants. This is more like a mid-game established Empire roster. But at some point you gotta work on Inquisitors. At some point it becomes increasingly worth it the more and more of other stuff you have. So Inquisitors are a good thing to keep in mind. Ufus, Seer, no Malicos. It's kind of disappointing to see, but I know they take forever in Proving Grounds, so just keep working on that. When Malicos starts getting close, I'd work on the support team, Seer, farm up Cal, and you know, all that stuff. No Maul's weak, but no Lord Vader, and I mean, it might be. I mean, you could put Bam. All this kind of going on other teams, though, actually. Sintrench, Gear 1. Grievous Gear 1. I mean, I honestly, like, can't really fight you on this. Like, there's so many more better uses for resources right now. It's kind of funny to see 7.5 million with Gear 1 Grievous, but I have a Gear 1 Grievous on GoTanks. I just farmed him up. Rebel faction mostly good. I really think Saw is worth it. So like maybe farming for Jedi Cal at some point. That's really valuable to guilds too. To have Jedi Cal, and you get a lot of valuable stuff. You don't have to use relic materials or Gear 12, Gear 12 and Gear 12 plus materials. Oh. Missing Bad Batch, missing a full 5 of first. We're missing gas too. Interesting. Oh no, gas is there. Bad Batch, non-existent. Don't like that, but we do have Queen Amidala, Padawan, and Qui-Gon. I guess the newer conquest. I don't know at what point this guy became capable of red crating, but seems like, or gold crating, but it seems like he's up to that level now. Yeah, that other stuff, most of that other stuff is good. I mean, I think Jabba, maybe Jedi Cal are pretty easy calls. I mean, Lord Vader's a long journey, but you're gonna get your Marauder nice and stacked. Gungans. Yeah, I think the peak value time to farm Gungans has kind of passed. Like if you farm them all up right now, not gonna be in time for the raid, so I think you're good to skip that for now. So we do have Bane, got Queen Amidala. Do we have Luthen? I forget. Maybe skip. No, there's Luthen, but where are you using him? Guess with the Mon Mothma. Yeah, with Mon Mothma. Alright, let's look at the mods. Play as fastest, interesting. I mean, I guess with the tank cron, like having more protection does make sense too. I think most people just go with lots of health. But she looked pretty stocky on both health and protection. This is, if you're gonna skip a Zeta on Sprinkler Kyle, that's kind of the one. It makes them immune to taunt effects, but you gotta be careful. Like, if you put him on defense or something, Giant Revan can just mark him and make it a lot easier to beat. So there's that. But this otherwise modded pretty well. Basic, yeah, no basic Zeta. If you're gonna R9 someone, you R9 JML. I mean, he was more important than Leia, honestly, so I think that was a missed opportunity because his kit revolves around his protection and R9 so much more than Leia's. This is okay. I'd like him a little faster, but he's bulky and just ready to survive until he ults. Wow, that is nice. That's a lot of health. 243,000 health. Pretty slow, but it's not the worst thing. Yeah, offense is kind of low. So, I mean, if there's a good offense too, I'd really be impressed. The speed amount is pretty impressive, but or the health amount, but the speed's kind of low and the it's kind of low. Very fast on her. That's good. Although potency is pretty important cross because sometimes you want to start without before you do the tenacity down AoE. You want to do the shock one, so having potency is important. Speed and tenacity. This isn't really raid modding. I don't know if you're switching back and forth for the raid, but I guess that makes sense other than the raid. Speed and potency. Good health, but no crit damage. I love crit damage on him. Health is fine. Offense. And... okay, so those are good primaries. He's R5. Speed and protection. Yeah, a lot of people mod for protection just to juice up that decoy. Her speed's pretty good. I mean, the speed across is pretty nice. Raz bulky. Yep, that's pretty nice. Very nice and bulky. Pretty fast too. I don't know what the focus is here with her. Either you want her kind of like really high in health or really high in damage to kind of like either just take the hits on defense, so it's harder for, because first character everyone targets when they're fighting Cat on defense is Cat. I think they'll go like with or without JMK, and then like on offense, kind of want to do more damage. So I don't know, kind of splitting the baby there. Bane. Lots of health, so you're in that health camp. I like the crit damage and the offense too. But I'm actually pretty close to switching because I did lose. I might have won. I lost with Bane. I might have won if I had more health. So I'm more closer to coming around to that side of things. I do have over 100,000 on mine, but yeah, I'll call it there. So thank you for letting me take a look, and hope you guys enjoyed this round of roster reviews. The reason I do it so infrequently is just I feel like I talk constantly through it. My mouth gets dry, and it's just I look forward to it, and it's like kind of get tired. But I do like doing it and want to get through this huge list. So thanks for watching. Appreciate your support, and see everybody later.